In our previous videos, we studied the conditions required for the formation of life, and we will continue the same by gaining some more knowledge about how living organisms came into existence. In case any of you guys missed it, check out our previous videos. The link is provided in the description box below. Do like, share and subscribe, and also do not forget to click on the bell icon to never miss any of our videos. So let's get started. Formation of life here means formation of single-celled organisms first and then gradual evolution to become as complex as human beings. Photosynthetic organisms formed 3.4 to 2.4 billion years ago, and that's when the oxygen in the atmosphere began to form and the rate of oxygen increased thereon. Fossil examples of Mr. Cyanobacteria have been found in the rocks that are around 2.7 billion years old in the Western Australia. These single-celled organisms, known as ancient cyanobacteria, consumed solar energy and produced oxygen as a waste product via photosynthesis. This resulted in a massive increase in the amount of oxygen in the oceans and in the atmosphere. Over time, this enabled the development of multicellular life forms, but the plentiful oxygen caused ecological crisis as the oxygen was toxic to anaerobic organisms. This event is called as the oxygen catastrophe. Due to this, Mr. Cyanobacteria were threatened by own self. Their own numbers were dropping and were extinct, while some adapted and used oxygen in their own metabolic processes. This allowed them to release lots of energy which was useful for microscopic plants to grow and breed faster. Hence, they were no longer the dominant form of life on Earth. The atmosphere was filled with methane, which was keeping the Earth warm. But as oxygen abundance increased, some of it combined with methane to produce carbon dioxide and water. As the levels dropped, the Earth cooled. This triggered a massive glaciation event, a global ice age that locked the planet in its grip for almost 300 million years. As oxygen increased in the atmosphere, the ozone layer was formed and started to thicken, and life started to form on land. Now you might wonder, were life forms before the oxygen catastrophe resistant from harmful radiations? The answer is no. The shallow water acted as a shield and prevented the harmful radiations. Hence, life was only formed in water. 541 million years ago, hard-shelled invertebrates started to live in the oceans and began the age of fishes. Many fishes moved to the shore. Plants and fungi adapted to atmospheric conditions and started to grow on land. Amphibians were the first vertebrates to move to land, and they were benefited, as there was plenty of food for them and there were no predators. And hence started the age of amphibians. The emerging supercontinent of Pangaea suffered from severe extreme climates due to its vast size. Reptiles, being cold-blooded, had to deal with the variation in temperature from freezing at night to 38 degrees Celsius in the morning. Later, mammal-like reptiles known as therapsids adapted to keeping themselves warm to survive in harsh regions of Pangaea, and they became the dominant land animals of the late Permian. The therapsids flourished and rapidly evolved into different forms of dinosaur-like flesh-eaters to plodding herbivores. Some species grew in size, weighing over a ton. Later on, smaller varieties emerged, like warm-blooded and covered in hair, and from them, mammals would arise. 250 million years ago, Earth faced the greatest mass extinction in its history. It is estimated to wipe out 90% of marine species and 70% of land animals, most likely to be caused by warming of the earth and associated changes to the ocean. At the end of the Permian period, volcanic activity took place, leading to the production of greenhouse gases including methane, which led to the global warming. The carbon dioxide produced by eruption was dissolved into seawater, which was toxic for many marine invertebrates such as corals to grow shells or skeletons. As the ecosystem recovers, comes the rise of dinosaurs. The Triassic period. Conifers formed vast forests with trees reaching up to 30 meters tall. The Theraspids then evolved to sauropsids in forms of dinosaurs and archosaurs, which includes dinosaurs, birds, pterosaurs, turtles, and crocodilians. In oceans, ammonites, cousins of modern nautilus and octopus, evolved. Groups of reptiles colonized the seas, developing into great marine reptiles. The pterosaurs were earliest vertebrates to evolve powered flight. 200 million years ago, the Triassic period came to an end. It is believed that this event was caused by climatic change, acidification of the ocean, and rising sea level resulting from the large amount of carbon emission due to the rifting of supercontinent Pangaea. It is also said that maybe the drifting of the supercontinent was due to volcanic activity that occurred at the end of the Triassic. This event killed off 80% of the species, leaving dinosaurs the dominant land species, and they evolved to reach titanic sizes. Birds evolved from pterosaurs. Flowering plants and grass appeared. First, new mammals evolved in the shadows of dinosaurs and other large archosaurs when dinosaurs roamed the earth freely. 65 million years ago, a huge 6-mile-wide asteroid struck the earth just off Yucatan Peninsula, Mexico, and this caused the extinction of dinosaurs. Dust was thrown into the upper atmosphere and blocked sunlight, inhibiting photosynthesis. 75% of all life forms, including pterosaurs, ammonites, ichthyosaurs, dinosaurs, and giant marine reptiles, were also extinct. This cleared the way for mammals to dominate the earth. 63 million years ago, mammals began to evolve. New World monkeys became first higher primates to diverge from the rest of the group, colonizing South America. Apes split up from the Old World monkey group, and then gibbons became the first ape to split up from the others. Gorillas also branched off from other great apes. Humans diverged from their closest relative, that is, the chimpanzees and bonobos. Soon afterwards, hominids began walking on 2 legs. Human life began, and in order to survive, humans searched for food resources, created tools for hunting, learned to create fire to keep themselves warm, and to cook. Modern human learned the sounds and started communicating using sounds. They passed on the information to next generations, which increased their knowledge and brain size. Earth doesn't exactly take 24 hours to rotate around its axis. It actually takes 23 hours, 56 minutes, and 4 seconds. The deepest place on Earth is in the Pacific Ocean. Lobsters pee out of their face and they pee on each other to communicate. The urine nozzles located under their eyes allow lobsters to communicate. Peeing on another lobster sends message necessary for survival. Mating leaves male octopi confused for life. When a male octopus mates with a female, he experiences chronic memory loss known as dementia. So he forever swims around with no ability to remember. Dolphins are sleepwalkers. Dolphins only sleep with half their brain and one eye closed at a time. The first modern human evolved 130,000 years ago. The dinosaurs were wiped out by a meteoric impact 6 crores and 50 lakh years ago. For more such interesting content, follow us on Instagram. Till then, stay tuned, stay curious.